Today we are going to be talking about how to set up my Ouija board for spirit communications. This is the board that you're going to see. I have a class coming up, a 12-month psychic mastermind that's coming up, and I am getting ready for that. So I'm setting up the board that we are going to be using for that 12-month mastermind that's coming up. I hope you guys can see that. It's a little bit better. So let's go ahead, and I want to show you how I set this up. Let me turn my volume down some. Hopefully you guys, is that better? Let me adjust my volume for you guys. I'll turn this up. All right, so you guys can hear me okay? I think you guys can hear me. So I had a little bit of feedback, but I think we're good now. So this is the spirit board, the Ouija board that I'm going to be using starting the 29th. That's when the mastermind for psychics and mediumship circle is gathering. That's when it's starting. And I wanted to set this up today, but I wanted to give this a walkthrough of how I set this up in case you want to join us and you want to actually set up your own Ouija board. So I'm going to show you step by step on how I do it. So the first thing that I do is I take Florida water. You guys can see that. And I cleanse my hands. I just put a little bit in my hands. And I rub it together so that everything that I do and everything that I'm working with, my hands are clean, clear, and aligned with the intentions that I want to work with. So the next thing I do is I smudge the area. So today we're just using incense. You can use, I don't like that, there you go. Palo Santo is a good one. This is just frankincense and myrrh incense. There we go. And I cleanse the Ouija board with that. Sacred smudging. You can use any tool for smudging that you want to. I just picked this up because I intuitively was told that I need to burn this incense. So I am smudging any negative energies, any stagnant energies, any negative thoughts, anything that's attached to the board. Right. And it's okay if it gets on there. All right, so we will let that burn. I think maybe I have an incense burner over here. Let me grab my incense burner. You've seen me walking around in my office, and you'll hear me walking around also. So one thing that you'll notice, this is Ouija, I burned myself, Ouija board incense, is that I don't have the planchette out, and we're not going to be using the planchette for this course, although we may later on, but I want you to get used to communicating with spirit right now without the stigma of the Ouija board, all right? So that is cleansed, and it's clear. The incense is going now. I'm not sure if you guys can see that right there. So I don't have the planchette out. I won't be doing the planchette with this particular class right now. Maybe later on I will, but right now we're going to talk about spirit communication with your psychic development and also with electronic tools. The next thing I do is I take a belt and I clear out any spirits that are attached to this board from the last session I used it. And also, this is about getting the attention of positive spirits, right? Cleansing comes in many forms. Clearing comes in many forms. It's just not smoke. It could be song. It can be bells. It can be singing bowls. Lots of other things can come together that you can use for spirit cleansing. So I want you to think outside the mind. Think outside, your mind outside the box of how to cleanse and not just use smoke. There's crystals you can use, tarot cards, sound, voices, songs, really anything you can use, right? So the next thing I want to do is I always put an amplifier stone, this is a tower, crystal tower, in the center, because either you're going to have an amethyst tower or a clear quartz tower. Clear quartz always amplifies, and the calming of the crystal will come in if you want to just calm yourself when you're using spiritual communication, because sometimes we get crazy and like, oh my God, there's a spirit here, and you forget to center, and then everything that you've worked on is just out the window, right? Amethyst is really good for spirit communication and opening your third eye. So either way, get a tower or some kind of stone that is an amplifier and that helps you to connect with spirit, to amplify your energy, to raise your energy. Because the thing with spirit communication is they work on a higher vibration. So this is just a tool to get you started into changing your vibration from low to high so that you guys will meet in the middle. So that is that. All right. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make a ring of salt. And as you can see this is just a board. We're not using the planchette, so we're not going to be saying yes or no, blah, 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 on this particular one right now. I might clear it later, but right now, you're getting used to working with the board. And I surround this crystal with protection of black salt. You can use any kind of salt, but today, intuitively, they're telling me to use black salt. So, salt always has the element of protection, of setting your boundaries. Negative energies are not allowed to come in. And also it creates a energy of earthbound spirits. The salt is of the earth, so. And we are not going to activate this. And I want to keep my circle tight. We're not going to activate this until we start the class, which is coming up on the 29th, right? So let's talk about that a little bit while you get a picture and you settle in on this energy. So the Spirit Communication Mastermind starts on the 29th of this month. We are going to be working with spirit every single month. This is not just me talking and you listening. This is us working together as a collective high mind psychic people, and to see who comes through, see who we need to work with. Maybe we'll cross some people over, some spirits over. Maybe we'll work with some elementals, but this is hive mind. This is doing stuff. This is actually honing and working on your psychic medium skills. This is a mastermind. We'll be working together for 12 months. It is important that we work together for 12 months so that we can connect with each other's energy, even remotely, because this is online. You can start doing stuff remotely. Okay? That's why it's important to set your intentions for 12 months. That's why it's important that we work together for 12 months. And you'll find the more we work together in a setting, the energy will sync up. We will finish each other's sentences. We will call on the same spirits. We will get the same, psychic downloads. So there's more power in circles, and the longer you work together in circles, the better and more powerful you become, and we can actually make some change, right? This is also going to help you create a business if you want to start offering psychic services, mediumship services to others. So we're going to be working together for 12 months. That starts at either $33 a month or paid in full $333. And people who pay in full will get a bonus. All right. So I'm not going to tell you what that bonus is until I get that paid in full. So that's a mystery. It's a mystery to you, but not a mystery to me. Because my spirit guides have told me what I need to offer. But I'm only revealing that to the right people, they said. Because I'm calling in the right people with this. People who want to be successful. People who want to release the witch wound. And people who want to step into the power of being a psychic medium and not being afraid of it anymore. Where they want to honor it, but they want to have dominion over it. And heal themselves and heal others. So, all right. So another thing that I'm going to put in is my Hecate goddess. You can use a goddess if you work with any goddess, any pantheon. Or if you don't want to, then you don't have to. And I also have a fluorite, which is also about protection. So that goes on that side. You might not be able to see that, but I put it on that side. And then I'm always calling in my ancestors, right? I'm always working with my ancestors. Crystal skull energy is the vibration of your ancestors and the record keepers. And also, if you have, I have an alien skull over here. Let me show you that one. So if we decide, sorry, I'm walking, to work with aliens or to call in aliens, beings, entities, send in masters, right, whoever. Maybe we want to work with alien energies that might come through, right? So we might be able to connect with alien energies and get messages from the galactic beings. So I'm going to put that there too. All right. So, but for now, let's work with the record keeper of ancient knowledge, the crystal keeper, right? Everything we need to know is within ourselves and within our ancestors. So we want to call them in. And remember, crystals, I talked about earlier, let me get a drink, y'all, is about amplifying, right? Energy. So let me move this out of the way real fast so I can make room. The incense isn't going to stay on there. The incense I use for cleansing, and I'll start that every day. I mean, every time we have a session, I will start that. So the next thing that I am using is a pendulum. But this is an interesting pendulum. I'm not using it for yes, no questions, although I may be able to use them as yes, no questions. This is more let me show you what it looks like. A grid. A crystal hanging from a copper triangle. And this is the pendulum board, yes, no pendulum board, right? But I put that under just there just in case. But I don't use it for yes, no questions unless they tell us they want it. I use it for spirit communication. I use it for if you are here, please move the crystal, right? So we're going to get into different types and different ways of spirit communication that is completely different than how people have taught you. So when spirit connects with us, it's going to like, all right, swing it. It's not for yes or no questions right now. This is for them and for us to communicate and to know that they are present. Another one that I'm going to put on there is my spirit bottle. And this is another one. You can see it sideways a little bit. So when spirit is with us, I'm going to put some of this on here. It will move that pendulum back and forth. It will swing. Okay? Clear out some of that. Another thing that I put on there is a sword, an athame, something for cutting. If something comes through that we need to quickly cut our ties with, we quickly want to cut, we grab this, we cut the ties super fast. This should always be some kind of cutting method, needs to be on your Ouija board session, your spirit communication board. So I'll put that there just in case, because you never know. Another thing that I am going to do is I'm going to add a candle to it. All right, and let me light the bottom of this candle. Well, come on. Because, there we go. What happens when spirit comes in, and I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm just lighting this candle right now. Because I need to go find a candle holder. You would think I would have a candle holder, but I don't. I don't know what happened to it. I have a find one, I think. There we go. There we go. So, a candle. So you have that on there. And what does a candle do? A candle is another form of divination and spirit communication through flame magic. So, when the spirit entity, galactic being, elemental comes through, we can ask them, if you're here, make the flame brighter. Move it to the left. Flicker it. If you hear me, say yes, move it to the left. If it's a no, move it to the right. This is just another form of spirit communication that we're going to be using. Okay? And the last thing I like to do is I like to put on there some form of sensor. Now, this is for movement. Might work, might not, might have to do, might come in as at night. So we usually do our communication at night just because of the light is easier to see. So when there is movement, and this is spirit communication, I think is like a REM pod kind of thing, the lights will go off kind of thing, and I'll put some other tools on there that I feel would be beneficial. But this is a light sensor, so anytime there's movement, this will go off. Even if we don't see it, this will move off. This will show up and it will come on. Right now it's not, because it only works in the dark. This is great for spirit communication when you're in a building, especially down hallways, and the spirit walks through the hallways. It will light this up. It will light a path to that. All right, so that is all that I have right now that I'm going to add to this. We have our circle of salt protection, our amplifier, our different forms of spirit communication, our athame for cutting cords if we need to, protection stones. I like, what is it? Oh my gosh, I brain farted on who it is. Jet hematite is really good one. And any of your dark smoky quartz, any of your dark stones, right? Your onyx. And then if we're going to work with ascended masters or alien beings, we are going to work with alien stones. I have my skull crystal to work with actual ancestors and get their wisdom there. If you want to bring tarot cards, please bring tarot cards. We are going to be using a lot of tarot cards, a lot of automatic writing, a lot of different tools along with electronic tools. So this is how I set up my spirit board. This is the spirit board that we are going to be working working with and using during the psychic development class that is starting You can see my little dress. Isn't it cute? The little dress. That is starting August 29th. You can get started in this. I don't want to hear any excuses about I don't have any money, blah, 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 blah. You can get started at $33 a month. Right? If you want to learn this, give up your Starbucks. It's all about sacrifice, right? Sacrifice doesn't necessarily mean a bloodletting. If you want to step into your power, you want to own and honor and work with your psychic abilities, sometimes we have to make sacrifices. Sometimes we have to sacrifice getting your nails done, or sometimes we have to sacrifice getting our car washed every week, or, buying a new purse in order for us to tell the divine that, yes, we are serious. I'm willing to sacrifice my time, my money, in order to step into my divine power. So this is the Ouija board setup that we're going to be using during the mastermind, psychic mastermind that's coming up October 29th. Get in. I'm only taking 13 people. All right. All right, everyone. Get your Ouija boards, get your tarot cards out. Let's start some spirit communication the right way, the safe way, and the correct way. All right, everyone. Witch on, and we'll see you next week in Witchy Wisdom Wednesdays. Bye, y'all.